Hey everybody, it's April 7th, and this is the Real on Real Estate for this week. So let's talk HOAs. So depending upon if you're a person who wants just a house, you don't want a townhouse or a condo, there is no HOA. There's taxes, and in some places where you'll have like a community of neighbors, you'll have like a small HOA, like $100 every 4 or 5 months. And that's just for little communal things that you have in that neighborhood, but you really can't call that an HOA. An HOA can be expensive and it can add to your payments every month. So you have to really consider what is included in the HOA. And many times when I take buyers out who are looking at townhouses or condos, their concern is the cost of the HOA. But sometimes an HOA can be worth the money. For instance, if it has a pool, if you want a pool for 3 or 4 months out of the year and you want a heated pool, it's going to cost quite a bit of money. It's going to cost more money in home insurance. It's going to cost more money to keep the filter going for electric. It's going to cost money if you have to buy the chemicals. If you hire a pool company to open and close your pool, you're talking a minimum of a small pool close to $2,000 for the summer. So that's a lot of money. So when you consider your HOA that you get it is a community pool, so it's not private. A private pool, obviously, you have more privacy. But a community pool can be a very nice part of your everyday summer living if that's what you prefer, to have a pool that you don't need to take care of. So that HOA really does help people if they do want a pool but they don't want to maintain it. Then you have the HOAs that include everything on the outside. So for instance, anything, the roof is covered by the HOA. The roof of the townhouse or the condominium is covered by the HOA, and the exterior of the property. Most times the HOA does not include the windows, so make sure you check that, because that's never really included in any HOAs that have dealt with. Also, of course, the grounds, the landscaping, but the landscape can include all the communal grounds, but not necessarily your perimeter of your property. Sometimes that's on you and that's not on the HOA. So it's very important when you're dealing with an HOA, and they vary. They can go from $250 to $800 a month. HOAs vary very much in price. You have to make sure that you find out everything that's included in that HOA, because sometimes it also includes cable and water, and that is also an expense that adds up. But my final tidbit on HOAs. If you're either a single person or a couple and you're high powered and you're constantly moving and grooving and you don't want to spend every single weekend maintaining a home, an HOA is not a bad thing for you. You have to make sure that it's reasonable, but it really is not a bad thing. Some people think, I don't want HOAs. Well, when you see what it costs to maintain a home and the time and effort you have to put into a home, you may think differently about HOAs. So that's my tip on the Real on Real Estate for this week. See you next week. Bye, guys.